out of this market now, the SAM, okay, I've not defined the SAM yet. But we are hoping to capture the building construction markets for Nigeria for a start. That's our SAM. And then for this industry now, the landscape um, is such that it's a fairly new industry and the product we are trying to push into the market is not widely accepted yet. And for the products themselves, there are no defined standards unlike existing products such as or the clay bricks. And then this means we are going into an existing market with a new product. And then we are not the only ones here. We have both direct and indirect competitors. Our direct competitors essentially make the same product with us. And basically, we are all still at the startup phase, although some are already out there, like the Jenge makers and the nail plast. Enviro Bricks is also still in the early startup stage. Then, as indirect competitors, because plastic bricks are envisioned to gradually take over the use of conventional cement blocks. So our indirect competitors are going to be those who are currently producing the cement blocks for the construction industries. And examples are the clay industries Nigeria. These ones produce clay bricks. We have Buffalo Cloth Construct Limited. They produce concrete bricks and lights, and then Premier Tiles. Indoor Tiles also is one of our products. So Premier Tiles is one of our indirect competitors. But then why choose us? Why do we what's our advantage over both the direct and the indirect competitors? First of all, at Salvage Bricks, we provide a structure and we educate. This way, we are able to control a huge chunk of our material supply. We don't just depend on suppliers. We actually go into the environment and then we are able to get the plastics before they are being dumped into the environment to us. And then we also educate people in the environment on better waste plastic management practices. That way we are not just reducing the waste plastic in the environment while more is being added. We need it at the source and then we are trying to get those in the environment out. Also, unlike the one other advantage we have is that we have a continuous research and development, and then that way we are always researching new um, processes of combining the different types of plastics with very low cost raw materials to produce quality bricks, and then that way we don't have to put in so much different materials that cost so much money, and then we can keep production costs low and have a wider profit margin. Then also our partnerships with government agencies and other construction businesses mean that we can gain dominance faster because we have more of our products being pushed out at the time. So our entry plan is that by the end of first quarter of 2021, we should have already established ourselves as plastic pavers, and then also by the end of that same first quarter, we already established as plastic block makers, and then by the end of the third quarter of 2022, then we introduce the interior decoration items made from recycled plastics also, and then by the end of 2022 themselves, 2022 itself, we introduce the plastic roofing sheets into the market. So to measure growth, we, we our target is to facilitate an average of one project every month, either through our partners, through people, businesses who come to us for solutions, whichever. So that's it. This is not sure. Okay, done. Hello.
Okay, so nice presentation, at least for a start. So, but what you need to do is to you need to project you need to project your screen again. You need to project your screen again so we can give you real-time feedback on each of them, on each of the slides. So you can use that to improve on whatever it is you have. Start from the beginning. So the first thing I'll say here is for the name of your company, use the main name that you captured in incorporation, which is Savage Labs. So you can use Savage Bricks as one of your product name, you know. So that's the first thing you need to do. You can take notes so that the next version of your pitch deck will capture these changes. So instead of Savage Bricks, you can use Savage Labs, you know. And next slide.
Okay, so let's we're going to be giving you feedback on these slides, right? Go back to the home slide. This is Ben. So your tagline, you guys can be more innovative, more creative with your tagline. Your tagline is not interesting. You find innovative ways to give ways to give it a new purpose. It's good, but you can do better. The overall homepage to redesign it. Let it speak something about bricks, something about sustainability. You cannot just make this a home slide. Your brand colors, I get it. That's what you guys are trying to really pronounce here, but make it more picture skill. Find the background image that speaks to bricks and sustainability around that area. All right. Hello, did you get that?
I think he's on mute.
You're on mute though. Okay, I see.
I got that, sir.
Okay, yeah, all right. You can just stay on mute. All right, so move to the next slide.
Hello.
Yeah, give us a moment.
So
Okay.
first thing I will say, given the people you are building this product for, you didn't capture how this is a problem for them. So you are basically paying so much attention on the environmental, problem that plastic causes. So I think you should capture something, especially on the maybe you could give how much cement has increased over time. You learn how to do such kind of analysis. Compare cement prices over time, and then maybe compare. Of course, cost of materials is a problem for the construction sector. Then you can start with that, then narrow it down to cost of cement, and then you need something to capture that industry. What you have here is based on the environmental impact of plastics. So you have about 4 slots. You could make two to be focused on it. Select 2 strong ones, and then you capture some problem statements concerning these product lines, the target audience you are actually building this product for. That's one thing you can do.
Yeah, so the very first point is something you can say orally as an intro, as an introduction. It doesn't need to come in your slide, right? And just like Kerry said, make it diverse. Focus on the environmental impact and the targeted customer group. So from the increase in prices of cement or whatever raw material is used to produce blocks, right? Your competitive product, to the environmental impact those raw materials even causes, right? To their homeowners, to local communities and all that, and then communicate it. Again, one thing you have to realize as a founder, and one thing you really have to take into consideration is that investors pay attention to design. You should not forget that. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, sir.
So this place where you put the caution icons, you can represent it with an image depicting the underlying message. For example, if you're talking about how the price of cement has become quite ridiculous or it's quite overbearing, you can find an image that depicts that, and then use it as a header compared to that and then remove this caution item. Little things like that matter. Right?
All right, so
So yeah, let's go. Let's go. It's 4:26.
So again, it's all about your positioning. And I think the problem here is you need to understand, you need to clearly differentiate how you are structuring your business. You want to have a parent name, Salvage Labs. So you should structure your business in such a way you're talking about the overall vision of your business. Then if you are coming now, the way you would have represented, even from your problem statement and your solution statement would have been, okay, the problem you've identified is that now let's say you started the bulk of your presentation around waste, which is what the entire overall vision is about your business. You need to always paint that big picture, not just you're not pitching your brick making aspect of your business. It's just one part. And if you are speaking on that terms to an investor, they will be like, "Is this thing scalable? I mean, this is just one product line, you know." You need to be able to find a way to speak in a way that they can see the full picture. Then you can break it down to them. Okay, that you are just launching with this first product. So in that way, you are presenting to them how you are solving the waste problems across agri space, across food, across construction, across plastics and the likes. Then in your solution, then in the specific problem, you can tell them since we are starting with construction space, that the problem we face with plastics, not even since we are starting with construction space, since plastic happens to be a menace in the society, which you've already outlined some of the problems they already give. You can mention these are the problems you are facing with plastics, and then your solution can now point out how you are going to use plastics to provide alternative materials for the construction sector. So I just think your deck needs more structure generally, actually, so you can know how to present, the points you are trying to make.
all right,
I
so
hope you got that. So I
yeah,
think
I got that. So
your very first page after your own page should be your purpose. I think that's where you can tell your big picture, then other problem and solution. Now you cannot double down into construction sector, which is dealing at the moment.
There needs to be a flow to it.
I know, sir.
Hello, did you get that?
I think after that very first page, it was kind of breaking.
Okay. So I said after your very first page, Savage breaks, the design, you should have a purpose page, right? This is like the basic intro of who you are before you even talk about your problem, right? So remember I did the vision and mission, framework. This is where you contextualize it, like you make it more appealing, right? So again, your purpose page is letting them know the big picture, how you tend to use plastic waste to provide products across different sectors, right?
Yes, sir.
Then when you start talking about your problems and solutions, that should be more focused on the construction sector, right?
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
I
sir.
think that's another ideal approach you could take. That's another approach. Yeah, so I think that's it for me. Let's see your next slide.
So in these our offering now, go to the next page first. Go to the next page. Next one. Keep going, keep going. Next.
These are okay.
This can be all. Yeah, so here, you see you have plastic paper. This is more like the different product lines you are looking to, release within the same construction sector. So you can go back to that, our product offering, you list these product lines, like that. That's what you could, that's a better way to capture what you want to do, That's a better way to capture what you want to do. You list the different product lines you already have. that you've it's a good thing you've already thought of. Okay, these are the different product lines we can release or we can launch into this very sector. Or we're starting with this. Your timeline already explains that. You know, so that's one thing I think you can do here.
Okay, sir.
Did you understand what you said?
Yeah, I got that, sir.
Uh-huh. Good. That's very important. So I don't have much feedback to say, but I have a question here. This picture I'm seeing here, what's which of the ideal product lines is it? Like, can you use this for interlocking or for construction, or like what can this be used for? This your
It can
particular
be used
photo.
for interlocking
Oh,
or these fancy blocks, although that one is facing out already, but this can go for interlocking.
I see. Okay. Okay. No problem. Okay, let's go. Target market.
So instead of target market, you can say target audience.
Okay.
So which one is real estate agencies? I think you should use more or less like are they agencies or companies or firms? Real estate
Real
companies.
estate companies is better than agencies.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with the supervisors on they are not the decision makers. Okay. So are these your only two target audiences?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Your the next version of the pitch deck, honestly, we are we are designed. Let me use the word freaks, but we are designed. We are very core on design. So you truly want to put in, you know, some a much better effort into your design. If you need to outsource it to somebody to help you with it, you can do that. But I mean, this is looking like Lego or
You can use Canva. You guys can use Canva. Come on,
right?
go to Canva,
Yes,
Canva.com.
I
You will
I
see.
started with Canva, but I had to complete it to my phone,
Okay,
and my phone was lagging with Canva. I don't know network battery, so I just went to WPS straight up.
okay, I see. But yeah,
This is like a 1D
you
capsule.
know, I mean, you had enough time, and this is what you came back to us with, even after pushing it a day after, right? Put time into this thing. You guys are almost done. You're almost done with this program. Put time. Give this thing the time it needs. Me, I will tell you the truth. I don't think there are other things taking up your time. There are definitely other things taking up your time, but then you're almost done. Just get this done. If you get it right the first time, look for a nice template. Templates helps a lot. It can make even all the things you're trying to say very easier. Work with Canva. That's what we use here. Use Canva. It will give you a lot of.
All right, so
Okay, let's go. Wait, why is your sound bigger than your thumb?
No, this
Or
is
is it my
Naira.
okay now? Ah, okay.
Then your sum, you don't have anything on your sum. I mean, how many percent of that?
I've not like I've not got data on this building construction.
It's not true. It can't be true. Even check. I think check your this thing.
Ah, the relationship is somewhere
If you should check your Trailer board, under market research. I think one of the few information I put there was on the construction market and how I think I gave you I gave you guys a figure. I can't access trailer now.
So you check out the figure and
I'll check it.
do justice. And what you want to do is you can put a reference just below the page, like where you source your data from, right?
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, sir.
We use Sketch to do the this boy.
He did it on the fly.
Right.
As obviously he spoke, he said he's not dumb.
Okay, so good. So good. So that you're taking notes.
At least first try.
Mm-hmm. And we are taking notes too.
Yeah, exactly.
So every place we're telling you to adjust with pay special attention to it during your next speech. Okay, next slide.
So why did you include this slide?
I wanted a slide that will explain, like as I said now, we are bringing a new product in, and we are not alone. So just something to explain what it looks like. I don't know.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
So can you do justice to the slide in terms of orally delivering on it? I was not here when you were explaining the slide. I understand that you want to. It's a slide to persuade investors for them to see, how much of a blue ocean it is and the potential market opportunity. Is that correct?
Yeah, kind of. And also, okay, basically the current landscape of this plastic brick is being very new, basically. The product is not something that is widely known yet, not to talk of being widely accepted. And then, unlike these cement blocks that we use that already has standard sizes and standard formulations in this industry, in the plastic brick space, there is no such standard yet. So, in the why us now?
No. Don't worry. Let's
this part. Okay.
Let's start on the landscape. So I have two feedbacks for this landscape. So as an investor, they want to ask you, okay, so this is a blue ocean. What risks are you going to face? Since it's not a product that is widely accepted, won't you face kickbacks, restraints, from your potential market? Since it's not something that's accepted, and you're coming out to say that there's no defined product standard. Are you standardizing the entire market or the new product lines? Like, what steps are you taking to standardize what you're doing? These are serious questions that investors will start coming up with. So,
okay.
These are just touch points. It's a good slide, but I'm telling you to be more prepared to, defend the slide, like answer whatever questions that could come from it.
All right, sir.
Okay, next. So competition. I think instead of listing competition like this, direct, indirect, I think you just need a good template. There are some templates you see when they're talking about competition. There's a way you can represent competition to show how you are even ranking amongst your competitions, what they have that you have, or what you have that they don't have. That would be a good way to properly represent competition as well.
That quadrant.
That's kind of. So it's all dependent on templates. I think template is where this whole thing starts from. If you get a good template, you can
Then makers, clay industries. Okay. So yes, once you have a template, that will force you to research on each of these guys to know their weaknesses, their strengths.
All right.
Okay. So let's go on. Next slide. Why not? So explain what you mean by you provide structure and you educate.
Oh. Uh, like we are not just getting waste plastic from those that sort it from those landfills or wherever. Like we okay, it came in with this AfriPlast challenge. So we were thinking of a way of like getting into the environment themselves. These victories, and I think that was I think Mr. Okwa said it too, like earlier, like meeting with all these event houses, like places that generate this plastic waste in the environment, and then maybe partnering with them or wherever, coming to an agreement with them and then getting it directly from them. And then also, like, educating people generally, maybe through campaigns, through wherever, about how to actually handle these things instead of just throwing them into the drainage or wherever, like dumping them on the streets, like responsible use of these waste.
Well, mm, I understand where you're coming from, but you can do better anyway. So, in terms of education, who are you educating exactly? Are you are you educating people that are disposing plastic waste, or you're educating your target audience on how to on um, the upsides of using your product and how to use it? Who are you educating?
People that dispose of plastic waste.
So I want to believe this is not part of your core business strategy. This could be more like a CSR, right?
Yes.
So why us? You need to think about
Honestly, your why
your
us is
why.
not strong. Let me tell you the truth. These are
Okay.
things that anybody could do. Typically, what you should put there in why us should include, you know, unique selling points. What is unique about you? You must have understood your own competitors first. You know, you must have understood all those parts. Then you can look for an angle. What really differentiates you? What makes you unique? You know, so what you have here on your stuff, I mean, and most of them are speculative. In fact, it could even put you in some troubles. For example, we keep production costs low and can have bigger profit margins. I mean, what they'll ask you, okay, what is your current production cost? What is your what is your current profit margin? How is that growing over time? You don't have the data to prove what you put here, right? So if you see it, these things are not, they're not strong. You're not even operational yet. You never start to pay, you know, core expenses will go put you. By the time you start monitoring those metrics, you see how much what your burn rate looks like. You know what your customer acquisition cost, what it is. Then that will tell you freely what you're doing. And there's so many hypotheses that have not yet been tested yet. The amount you want to be selling your products, is it something that these guys are okay to buy? You know, so these are key things that will drive all these things. So for now, this is why us need something stronger. You need something stronger. You need something very
Okay.
stronger.
So you can go back to your core story template. Is it that template to draw some perspective?
Insights.
You understand, and then make it
Okay.
more solidified. Okay, let's go. Mm. Is this supposed to be called entry plan or milestones? I don't think this is
It won't be like projections, something like product milestones. You know. So it has to include maybe what you. I think what he has here is just milestones, but again, the presentation is nicely poor. This is this is poor, but yeah. we've talked about is a template problem. Once it gets a good template, you should be able to. So, but again, the way you are representing these things. So, how long is this thing? So, this is Q1, Q2. So, this is just for 2022. So, this is your plan for 2022. You know,
Yes, sir.
with what you have here. So, I could start asking you some questions such as, do you have a prototype for all these guys? But regardless, I mean, it's just a plan. Maybe I'll just focus on the first one, plastic papers. What are you doing right now to ensure that you are on track with, your first product line, which is a plastic papers? I don't know. Should we share
You can share a sample
example of
that
pitch deck so
some
that
of
they
these
can
guys
just
that we have.
let's look at
I think later
open
on
VC
we'll
set. Okay, because of this. I even try open VC and they just see. All right. Do you have any?
So I think this is not really realistic, right? It's trying to launch 4 different products
In
within
1 year.
And it's not like you're adding a tech product feature. You're talking about manufacturing. Do you know what that is? Pulling together resources, time of production, manpower, everything, financial resources alone. So one thing that could really make sense to an investor is focusing on one product line that has massive potential to scale. Focus on those that can scale especially, and then you figure out, then you use that to sort of map it across other quarters. You be like, okay, first production Q1, Q2 should have hit so numbers of production or entered so market Q3. Those kind of metrics. Be very specific. Don't just put Q4 2022. Like, at each quarter, are you increasing? By what number are you increasing your production or sales? And what market are you entering by that particular quarter? That's more realistic and more ambitious to capture. Again, I don't believe an average of 1% every month is ambitious, but anyway, we'll get to all of that. We'll get to all of that once we get to discuss financial projections and all that. Okay, let's see your next slide.
That's all.
So nobody's on the team. Like I see black.
I don't know, some people kind of scared to do.
Sorry, which platform did you use last for this?
WPS.
Yeah.
This WPS office on the phone.
Okay, WPS.
It's very clear that he didn't spend time on he didn't take this thing serious. He just did it inshallah, like he just did it anyhow. Like it's very clear.
I thought.
Is that?
I thought.
I thought.
No problem. You have to prove us wrong.
Exactly.
With your next design, like step up. Okay, nice one.
But honestly, just try focusing on Canva. You will see something very, very nice that will help. I mean, Canva it has a lot of resources there, and by the time we set up do that yourself, I think you should be able to have some credits to all those. Canva credit there too.
But yes, while you're checking out templates on Canva, I'll send you a link where you can see real life samples of pitch decks, like real case studies. We've done this before now. I remember when you were trying to initially design pitch deck
First time.
that year. We sent you lots of resources, lots of good resources.
Like I said, he was just rushing through. He just wanted to meet up with today's class. Even I'm right, Abi. I know I'm right.
Well, I wanted to meet up, but it was not the inshallah.
Okay, now.
Okay, I used to believe you. No,
we will add you. Okay.
But yeah, you guys should just do something better. There's no time again to be, there's no time. There's no time to check time, basically. So yeah, let's see what the next one looks like. On Wednesday, prepare for the next, for a next presentation on Wednesday. You're pitching on Wednesday. Today is tomorrow. Oh, no, today is Wednesday. Oh, it's not possible. So you're pitching on Friday. You're pitching again on Friday. So you have from now until Friday to make the adjustments, get a better template and talk to us on Friday. Okay. So, but so far, before you go, just tell me, how are you feeling so far about what you've been doing? Like, what are your energy levels? How is it like? Are you still like? Let me know how you truly feel about this journey.
Well, as I said before, I wasn't actually expecting it to be like this fast. That was before I left, before joining the freelance. But then joining, going on and on, and I just realized, okay, yeah, this is going to be very fast. But I'll say I'm encountering a lot of totally new concepts that I'm just like, okay, okay. But basically, how do I say? Uh, Maybe if I didn't actually get into this program, maybe I'll have just shelved the whole thing. I don't know. Because I actually see things that drive me to, to keep on.
Okay. And how is every other person on your team? How do they feel?
Uh, well, I don't really, I can't, well, uh, maybe normal. Although they just, as I said, on the group now, some partner is actually always asking for updates like uh, what's the next thing for him to do.
What's the update on what?
Like since he can't join the meetings, he asks like, okay, what's the update of today's meeting? What's the next thing for him to do?
But
And then,
nobody's stopping them from joining the meetings.
yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
okay.
His device, I don't know, his device is having problems. So basically, the energy level is still there generally. It's not like there is no one that's slacking off.
All right. Just make the necessary adjustments, like we've said, and just hold
Yes, sir.
on. So I will just walk you guys through briefly what to expect in you know running a financial model. So a consumer model. I think you're the next in line. Show us what you got.
So please give me a few minutes. I want to switch to my phone. My system is almost dead. There's no lighting.
No problem. All right. You're waiting. Okay. That may I be chat with.
We are a startup working towards, we are building a unique solution around connecting farmers with wholesalers in order to help them reduce, sell their produce much faster and reduce the food wastage on their farm. Our company is agronomy, which is focused on aggregating Africa's food supply and directing them to the right sources. Our brand is built around fulfilling the inefficiencies between the demand and the supply of agricultural produce in the supply chain across Africa by building a platform that connects the large buyers with farmers who can supply the produce they need. The problem, since we are focused on two stakeholder groups, we decided to classify the problem based on what the The survey we carried out, and also based on information available that we got online, we are focused on helping 70% of smallholder farmers across Africa who face the challenge of finding it difficult to sell their produce faster and at their own rates. And also the wholesalers face the challenge of finding the right produce and also the quantity they need with very little stress. Because most times these wholesalers in the pursuit of finding their produce are trying to meet up with that demand. They tend to have to visit multiple farmers. Uh, who are, I'll say like a very far distance from each other, and that costs a lot in expenses while they're running. And the last problem is the market, filling the gap in an existing demand, making supply in agricultural supply chain across Africa. Our solution is our solution is building like a platform that helps to connect and facilitate this. We are still in the process of refining the exact solution we're working on. But as of present, what the solution does is help bridge the gap in the movement of agricultural produce from where they are grown down to where they are needed efficiently. And we also provide value for the farmers by helping so farmers sell their produce faster and at their own price. And cost savings. We offer the wholesalers a great deals at below market price by saving them the cost spent in finding the right farmers to buy quality produce from. And we're also offering making that with just a few process, any wholesaler and farmer can get to use our platform across the world. The solution benefits it offers fast access to quality agricultural produce, allowing farmers to sell their produce faster and reducing food waste by ensuring foods are connected to the right sources before they go bad. Yes, our target audience are actually two stakeholder groups, the farmers and the wholesalers. But in the course of my discussion with Cynthia, we decided to divide the wholesalers into two small groups.
Hello, Emmanuel.
Which we classified as merchants A and merchants B. The merchants A are classified as major processing companies who lead this
Hello.
agricultural produce in large quantities. Merchants B are classified as retail wholesale. Who sell in the market or sell to other retailers. Medium produce. This by connecting them to our aggregated so we are going to pull out let's say a particular view. Now we have to buyers with small scale farmers to help the farmers reduce the food waste on their farm and also help them to sell their produce faster. We are our brand is built around fulfilling the inefficiencies between the demand and supply of agricultural produce in the supply chain across Africa by building a platform that connects the large scale buyers with farmers who can supply the produce they need. Okay. Our problem, we decided to classify the problem into two major ones, then also the gap we found in the supply chain. From the reports and the research we did, we aim at helping 70% of the smallholder farmers
Okay,
across
sorry,
Africa.
Manuel. Sorry.
Hello, sir.
To save time, you've talked about this slide. Let's see the next slide.
Okay.
Yeah, solution.
Have you seen this, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, we've seen solution too. Let's go on. Okay, yeah. Continue from. Okay, yeah. Go to target audience. Yeah, yeah. This is where it stops.
Okay.
All right.
Our target audience, we have the farmers and the wholesalers. Then we decided to break down the wholesalers into two identified groups, which can be the major processing companies who make use of this agricultural produce and need them in large quantities, and also the retail wholesalers, which are those who sell in the market or sell to other retailers. And for the farmers, we are working with small and medium scale farmers who grow this produce. Okay. Our business model is one which we are based on researching the most needed produce in the supply chain, which has a high demand but very low or fragmented supply, and we look towards matching that demand with an efficient supply. And we connect this existing demand to our aggregated supply in terms of when another is requested and one farmer cannot fulfill that order, we are going to aggregate the produce from different farmers and use that to fulfill the order. And we are also aiming at building efficient system, building a seamless and efficient process for making transactions between the transaction between the demand and supply efficient and seamless. Now, the market opportunity overview. Since we are thinking of playing in the agricultural sector, the report we got, according to AFDB, the agricultural sector in Africa will be worth $1 trillion by 2030, and which is like our total addressable market. And we intend to play in the supply chain space across Africa, which is our serviceable addressable market. And we look forward to filling the gap between the demand and the fragmented supply in the agricultural supply chain across Africa. And the serviceable obtainable market is like where we stay presently, which is Nigeria. And from our research online, the reports we got from Statista, last year, the agricultural sector the GDP of Nigeria was 24% of it was contributed by the agricultural sector, which gave a value of about 96 billion. And you can still see that there's still a very large demand needed because majority of what we still consume today are still being imported. Now, our competition. During the market research, we found out that Trigger Food is our direct and the supply and Babagona is a stop in Nigeria that has been existing for 5 to maize Nigeria. So the competitive advantage which we intend to offer is we are going to offer a wide variety of agricultural produce, which is determined by the amount of produce needed in that particular region. This is now available. They are available to find online, and I also transactional data and looking forward to fill that gap. And we run a model that allows farmers to determine their produce because from our research, we found out that a lot of these farmers were the ones determining the price at which they sell their produce. They are majorly determined by who we refer to as the price of takers. They're the ones and most times these farmers tend to run into a loss, and we are looking forward towards mitigating that problem for them by allowing them to determine the price and also trying to reach a level ground in both the farmer, ourselves as a company, and the wholesaler can also benefit from this. And we are working with the farmers through his growing process down to his final harvest and see how we can help improve them. Because by helping them to improve their farming process, we're able to offer better, more quality produce for the wholesalers to use or those who need this produce to use them. Yes, and this is our team. I didn't add third person because presently he has been offline and he didn't communicate. So I decided.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. We'll spend the next couple of minutes giving you feedback. So take us back to your very first slide. Okay, so agronomy, I like the name. It's amongst everything your idea you went for this. Although from what we discussed before now, a lot will still be hinged on your final solution. But yes, the name sounds all like encompassing already. I like it. So your tagline, supply and directing it's not really catchy. It's not really catchy. So you want to work on the timeline a lot better. Look into I don't know if you've also done the vision, mission statements, the purpose, and all of that. Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Yeah. So I think um, before you round off, so we have like 2-3 weeks left. You're going to we're going to give you a framework, right? We've done it to take breaks. Sorry, salvage breaks. Aha.
Savage Labs.
Savage Labs. Aha. So you're going to do the same thing, so making sure that you understand your value proposition from a very intrinsic place and you're able to communicate the big picture as well as possible, as much as possible. But bottom line is your tagline needs a little bit more tweaking. And the design, I don't know if this looks like, I don't know what to call it, but
I think the same thing applies to you. Just go to Canva as well. Get something that is more presentable, like something that will capture.
there's space to your sector. I mean, if you can put a background about a vast area of agricultural farmland, it still makes sense than this abstract design, right? So again, check out templates and do justice.
Before we go further, what's the update on the man you are in discussion with? Has he gotten back to you?
Yeah, we spoke yesterday.
He said?
We still spoke yesterday. We still spoke yesterday, but he has not been able to confirm his free time. I'll have to drop your him this evening again. We spoke yesterday evening, but he didn't confirm his. All he requested from me was all I requested from he wanted to find out whether we are still up for the deal.
Okay.
And I told him yes. He requested. I asked him to send the location, which was what I was going to send to the what's it called, the farmer, the rice farmer, which I've done. So I'm yet to confirm is whether it's available. I'm thinking of setting it up for tomorrow morning because today is Tuesday and it wasn't available. I didn't even see him online today.
So when you say you spoke with him, is it chat or you called? Which one?
I touched chat.
All right, just.
It's majorly for chats. I drop message then most times in the evening. That's when he replies my chats, or in the afternoon if he's online.
Oh, well, just let us know how it goes. Keep up with him, follow up with him, and let us know. So, back to your slide. Yes, take care of this. I need you to. Okay, now with what you understand about what you're doing, can you just say in one word, what you're doing, what you actually, what your solution is about?
For me, I would say we are just connect. We are acting as Would I say more of a logistics? We are playing in the supply chain, more of connecting where the demand is needed so where the supply is gotten. We are taking it from the supply down to where it's needed.
So it's more than logistics. You also during procurement, you're actively sourcing for markets for farmers and vice versa. Is that not correct?
Yes, sir.
Try to communicate these things like, I mean, it's your gig, it's your domain right now. So a lot to be expected of you to know how to communicate your market, communicate your space as much as possible. Right.
Okay, go over to the next slide. Man, if you have any stuff too, I think I just have one summary to give. If you have,
Okay. Um, uh, you're building a platform. Okay, well, that's what it is basically. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on. It's captures what you do. Farmers,
the problem sounds like solution. Helping the 70% of smallholder farmers across who face the challenge of finding it difficult to sell their products faster. Just list the problem, you know.
Did you get that?
Do I do that now?
No. You're taking notes now, aren't
Okay.
you?
Yes,
So,
I'm done.
so that's a part of what you digest. So trick, paraphrase
Just
it
focus
for
on the problems.
yeah. So focus on the problems. Let's not sort to have on solutions again. You can move to solution. So these are more like your value propositions, your are not necessarily solutions.
Excuse me.
Yeah, this is you explaining the value proposition of your solution. Just the benefits of using your solution. Your solution needs to be just simple something will help. Like, well, why I don't have much to say here is because for me, I think you're still yet to find where you want to anchor yourself in. That's why I don't just want to be. I'm just trying to But yeah, with what you've explained briefly, this could serve as what you intend to do with the solution you're providing to the market.
So let's go. Let's go. Solutions benefits. See, it's not quite different from what you have on the previous slides.
And when you guys should learn not to use ambiguous terms. Faster access to quality agricultural produce. You've not done any, like, how are you measuring that? You need to be able to do it in such a way that it's something measurable. For example, if you want to validate that yes, your solution actually offers faster access, you need to first of all understand how long it takes you to fulfill a delivery from the day you got the order to the day you finally delivered you completed the transaction. That's one. The next thing you can look at, the other metric you can look at is um,
Yeah. So just like Kerry was saying, you want to do something briefly. You want to make sure you're not using ambiguous terms. You want to because it will raise an eyebrow for investors. They're going to be like, okay, now prove you can do this or prove that you're already doing this. So what you want to do is focus on your current stage, even though you know the big picture, right? Focus on your current stage and communicate it as practical as possible. Like instead of you can say faster access to agricultural produce because you're not so sure of the standard or the quality, but what you are sure of currently is you can offer access. It may not even be faster, but at
don't
least
use the word
access.
faster because you have to prove it. Now,
Exactly.
comparing your competitors, are usually like, do you know how long it takes them to fulfill such orders as well?
Mm-hmm.
Sir, please come again.
So yeah, I was referring to this phrase here: faster access to quality agricultural produce. You need to, like something ambiguous, learn not to use such ambiguous terms because for you to do this, for you to come out and say that you are offering your solution is gives faster access to quality agricultural produce, you need to be first of all you've done a lot of transactions and you have monitored important key metrics to know that yes, okay, the average time it takes me to complete a delivery from a certain location to another location is 2 minutes. And you've been monitoring that over time and you're seeing that it's growing from 2 minutes to 1 minute, 50 seconds, like that. That's when you can see, and then use that to compare your competitors offering the same solution within that same location as well. So these are how you can come up with such claims.
Okay, sir.
In a nutshell, you need to take it off your slide.
Exactly. And also you need to look for things that would also capture your current position. Now you've not really done anything. So if you start putting things like this, it just shows whoever you're presenting to that you're just living up in your head. Like everything is just there. Just like an idea, just all those things. You need to capture things that you are sure of right now. You know.
At least one thing I can say we are almost sure of right now, given our back and forth communication with the rice farmer is, we are trying to get him the best price bargain as well, right? We know his pricing and
Yeah.
we want to make sure it's favorable for him as well as for us too as well, right? So you can know how to communicate something like that since you're more like your current endeavor and things like that. Yeah.
Just focus on what you have at any time. So that way you're not overselling yourself. You're just focus on where you are at the moment. You keep growing. The more you grow, the more you get metrics that are important and that you can actually provide data to back it.
Yeah. So the word for it is you don't metric wash us. Okay. All right, that's fine. You get that. So let's move on. Target audience. Yeah.
So yeah, this looks like it looks like you know who your target audience is. Then your LOIs should also be targeted at people like this. So you need to have LOIs that are targeted to these different target audience. How many people do you have on your farmers list? These are important things for you to be building on right now. And it helps when you're also communicating to an investor. This is what you've done in terms of traction. How many farmers we have on our platform? How many merchants? How many types of people we have on that merchant A? And they've placed orders. Let's say you have 5 or 10 or 20. Let that be your daily hustle. That has become more or less like they've even gone ahead to place orders. Okay, get me 20 tons of this, get me 10 tons of that, and so on. That's one way you can progress. You also get, okay, we have S number of merchants B on our wait list too.
Well, in fact, I think we're discussing something before this meeting to share an OKR document with you guys. Something you guys will use to keep track on things like this real time. And I believe each partner should have that document and would even help this something that will be like more of our guiding templates during office hour sessions with you guys. To make sure you guys are really, really in line with some of these OKRs we're expecting before graduation. Okay, so we share that with you guys. Moving on, let's go on. Company overview.
It's not a business model. I think the problem is templates. I think that's why I said I just have one feedback for you. The both of you, it's clear you guys have a template problem because the headings, what you guys are focusing on, is not even what you should focus on. There are structures to these things and there are progressions to it. Problem, solution, unique value proposition, target audience, those things. There are progressions to this thing. So look for a template to help guide you in the way you should structure things. And this is not how your business model is typically how you intend to make money. How are you going to make money in the business? That's what your business model should capture, right?
Okay, you get that one too. Let's go. A market opportunity. So your term, supply chain. Now, that supply chain isn't supposed to be there to start with. Something you can maybe communicate orally, but it's not supposed to be anywhere amongst the three things. So your addressable market is what's missing here in terms of numbers. So you want to figure out what market are you looking at in terms of your SAM? Are you looking at the Nigerian market? Your sum can even be your SAM. Then you pick 10%. I think 10% of SAM, right?
Depends on what you think you can do.
Mm-hmm. So really, we would need to provide more structure to your markets, to this particular metrics or this particular data for you.
So what this means is this. Typically, you represent your market size in numbers. So the first one, total addressable market, is more or less like the entire market you're looking to that needs your product and services. The whole market. So if we go with what you have here, you said that the entire market is 1 trillion. Is this a global? Is this which country? It has to be country specific. This is the whole Africa.
Africa, region.
Okay.
Africa.
So that means your solution you are targeting Africa. That's fine. Then usually your serviceable addressable market is given your unique business model. You are providing access. You are providing farmers access to buyers, basically. So you should have an understanding of how many percentage of in fact, narrow it down to you're starting with Nigeria. You're starting with Nigeria at launch.
Yeah.
Narrow it down. Let your serviceable addressable market be Nigeria. So what this means is basically the market you can address. This is your term is basically the entire African market. Now you narrow down your serviceable addressable market to Nigeria, and it makes sense like that. Then after which your serviceable obtainable market is this is where you have to be specific. Now you can't come and put a what do you call it, and put a data point here you got from Nigeria. The agriculture sector in Nigeria is generated 96 billion in the year 2020, I'm sure you got this from somewhere, and you are putting the same 96 billion as your serviceable obtainable market, it's not correct. Because if you check the people that made this 96 billion, it's not one company that made this number, that made this revenue, right? So usually your serviceable obtainable market it just refers to the number of the market share you think you can acquire, maybe within the next 4 years, maybe within the next 5 years, you know. So that's usually how it works.
So again, once we're sure of your solution, that's will help us drive down your sum. Although we are very close to that, very much close to knowing exactly the niche you're focusing on, and then would arrive at a more realistic and practical sum, because we've seen founders put very hilarious numbers, right, in these places. So we want to make sure we help you guys navigate that terrain as much as possible. Okay, so let's go next slide. Your competition.
Again, you need to look for a more you need to look for a better way to represent this thing. So again, go back, get a good template for this.
Do you know farm forts? I'm sure you know farm forts.
Yes, I do.
Are they not your competitors?
They are not, since we are not delivering to the final consumers, I didn't really consider them actively in that as like an active competitor.
But they do they deliver to retailers as well, right?
But are you focusing on delivering to final consumers?
Huh? Come again.
Retailers are the final consumer.
Okay. I see the difference.
What is the difference? Make I understand.
So Farm Forte delivers to final consumer.
Okay.
They don't deliver to final consumer. Okay. But Farm Forte they run a B2B2C, right? So their customer segment spans even wholesalers in a way, but I think majorly retailers, these small scale retail stores, but formalized retail stores, not really the informal retailers like that. Okay, no problem. I'll still spot one or two core competitors apart from this Babango now. Like I'm sure there's somebody playing exactly in your space here in Nigeria that you can use to measure your value proposition. But yeah, template problem again, like Eric said, you need to see to that as well.
If you find the right template, you will have a very wonderful deck. That's just the truth. So that's why what I can say, until you guys come up with a better template, you see it yourself. It will guide you on what information to capture. Because already, from what I know about Canva, they already have those templates that has those key points, and they even tell you they even guide you on what information to capture. Mm-hmm. That's another good thing about Canva. So again, just go over to Canva and select a good template and work with it. I think, is there another thing should we further focus on this and just wait for them to have refine this so we can just touch on this guy?
Okay. So, but yeah, the information you captured here is good. I actually like them. I actually like it. Okay, I think that's about it. What's on the next slide? I think this is the last. Oh, I'm on mute. So yeah, what's on the next slide? I think this is the last important slide you have.
Yes.
All right. Like I said, I like the information in the previous slide. Actually, it shows me you understand what has been going on so far. Yeah, nice one. You can stop sharing.
Okay, man. So you can stop sharing. So you can, So I'm just going to quickly run you guys through this thing. When it's time to do it as well, probably we'll do it together as well. So, but just so you guys have understanding of this, what to expect. So typically, are you also my screen? Yes. So this is just like a sample of this is just this more or less like an example of what to expect from the financial partner. So, but I'll just try to some basic things to know before you start jumping into a financial model. We explained during the class of business growth and where what I took, I think, 2 weeks ago. So there have to be a foundation for you to plan your business growth. And the primary purpose for financial modeling is to see, given whatever growth strategy that you decided to pursue, how that will translate financially to business. So that this can give you a sense of what you are doing, or a sense of what to expect at the end of every fiscal year when you've conducted business. So this is a template I've been using for over 5 years now. It's been helpful to understand what you need to do. So I'm just running you through this one. The first slide you see here is more or less like starting point. So if you look at this place, this is where you get to include details on fixed assets. This is where you get to include details on fixed assets. And so you capture things like office space and like that. Let's not really go much into it. So for someone like you need to, this is where you get to capture something like some equipment. If you have equipment, for example, capture the amount of equipment since you have some fixed. Those ones can be called fixed assets. So the goal for this page primarily is to capture the startup expenses, the amount you need to start up with. Remember, you're working on something, so I don't know if you're done with it. Just tell me if you know about cost structure. What did I say it for? What? Follow up the team. We are basically, so anyways, this is where you can capture things like that. Furniture and features, everything. This is where you get to capture things like that. Then operating capital is where you capture, for example, from what I have here, this sample I'm showing here, we have about $52,440. Now this gives this company a runway of 12 months, meaning that with this figure, this is a total figure you need to pay in terms of salary. So operating expenditure is what we also get to spend operating expenses. Advert and promotions. Then at the end of it all, it shows you that it needs total required funds is $200,000 for what it wants to do. So mind you, before you even start calculating this case, it's as a result of what has been done in the operating expenditure section. But let me just take you through the section. So for this company, we have about 5 product lines, and this is the projection. So for reasons that are best known to the company, they are say that for this first product, they won't make anything for the first 6 months of this first product. This is where they start making money. So the important thing to understand in this aspect is that you need to understand what your product line is, then have an idea of how much you want to sell this product, then cost of selling of manufacturing that product. So this is why it's important for both of us. You're interacting for agronomy as well as you're interacting with as you're trying to run this pilot test, you're also going to be very keen on having an understanding of what the cost factors will be for your business. How are you going to be making money so you can know what to cover for these are my product lines. I make money from transaction I make money from logistics fee. Let's say you have a sharing agreement with whoever will run the logistics. From what you said, currently the farmer is not handling logistics, so it's not even part of it. So one possible revenue model for example, charging percentage of transaction savings. Let's say they owe 10,000 dollars or so cost, for example, $1 million, and you're charging 0.2% of that as transaction fee. That's something. So what you have under the product line is the transaction fee. You capture the sales price So, like I said again, typically they're likely to be the ones to do this for you, but you guys will supply us with the information that you need to complete this thing. So another important place you need to see also is the operating expenditure column as well. So this is where you get to accommodate. So for everything you said, you have to go back to say if you look at this information, they're looking to, on the first product line, they're looking to say at the end of the day, 1,160 of their product line in 12 months. What that means, they're looking to get about 1.4 million. They did the same thing across all the product lines. So what you do while thinking of the operating expenditures is you have an understanding of what are the things you need. What are the things you need to power sales? So it's not just putting numbers and making it look nice. You need to make sure you have accompanying expenditures that can also ensure that you meet those sales targets. So if you're spending, they are projected to spend about this figure, then this is where you get to capture every other thing, given what is applicable to your business model. And even to this customize these options to capture what you do. There's also a space for this thing also. So these are all important things to capture. So again, for some of you that are already working on cost factors, this is again for you. I remember your role with doing this already. So it's important to have an understanding of how this thing works. Because by the time we start doing a financial management, you need all this information see what it looks like. Is this business even going to provide for you? So it's not really for the investors per se. It's also good for you, not just for the investors. So I can have an understanding of what the business is, the prospects of the business. So there are other important things again that you can also these other important things that this model also do because it helps you see what you are making business. So you have an understanding of how much you need to be making a difference in order to go through it. So that helps you guys know, okay, what do we need to do just to make sure that sustainably we are able to carry out enough transactions to pay off our required expenses, operating expenses. Gives you an update for that. So this is just where we stop today. This is just what I can say for today. You guys should work on it. Go to Canva, get better templates to really help you structure the pay attention to what you see on those templates. They have a Canva has a way of even providing guidelines of how to provide the information needed for each slide. You can use that to capture the that's where design starts from. It's finding a good template that capture and explain what you want to communicate. So start from the demo, you guys come back on Friday, you're doing this again, you're teaching again on Friday, and see what progress and changes you make so far. Then we are owing you guys two things. The first thing is ESG integration. That will also be captured in your day. But continue doing what you're doing. That will be something we can do. So we are owing you guys that. And second thing we also owe you guys is financial forecast. So, but remember that all these things are dependent on the input you provide. So basically, all the things we depend on should be made available as quickly as possible. Now, I just spoke to you one. It's been almost more than a month since we started that. Not at this time. 1 million finish this. So afterwards, expect to receive from them okay, more or less like the things you need to, more or less like the one checklist, given all you've been doing so far. The checklist contains things that you guys ought to have done. So use that to look at what you guys have been doing so far, and try to understand which of those checklists you want to truly check, and which of them still need work, which of them needs work. So that I think that moving forward, that's what we choose to have our discussion for the person. So again, expect to be there for that. So that's all. So how do you try to receive someone? Okay, guys. So I think back to whatever so far is this should work fast. We just have 2 minutes left.
Thank you, sir.